up, y'all? This your boy JB, aka Spoken, and I am here with another thing of unspoken truth. Now, look, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Malik Yoba, alright? If anybody knows about the situation, Malik Yoba pretty much was interviewed by this network, I guess, on YouTube called The Roots, and he ended up storming out of the interview after he was asked a series of questions. Because he felt uncomfortable and he felt disrespected. Now, I'm going to take a different approach on this thing because there seems to be a lot of people jumping on the case of Malik Yoba, and I was one of them that kind of jumped on his case just a while ago when he went on the Breakfast Club, because I just didn't plain understand why he would take all that time out to make an awareness. Bring awareness to something at this point about transgenders and trans women and stuff like that, when we never really heard about this before. So I think, number one, this caught a lot of people off guard because people always looked at Malik Yoba a certain type of way, and because he came out, he called it stepped up. It kind of got him looking a little crazy a little bit. But what I want to do is I'm going into this interview and I'm breaking it down, right? And as I was going into the interview breaking it down, I watched it like 4 or 5 times. So you have to watch the entire thing, the 18-minute video, right? The link is going to be in my description. So what I got from this interview was that it was a highly disrespectful interview. And here's the point where I'm coming from. If anybody knows me, or especially coming from the platform of Unspoken Truth, this platform we call out the news on news. We report news on news. And before I did a video, go back and watch the video. It was about a YouTuber. Her name is Kayla Nicole. She was interviewed by an interviewer called DJ Small's Eyes. And he brought up her suicide situation, that she tried to commit suicide twice, and of course she answered it, but she was very uncomfortable when she answered the question. He was exploiting her for the views, and I got on a lot of people's cases, and it was a lot of positive feedbacks and stuff like that because everybody felt like it was a disrespectful interview. Now I'm going to take that same approach with this interview that has everything to do with Malik Yoba. Now, in Malik Yoba's case, the guy clearly asked him that he said that he went on Facebook, and he said that he pulled up stuff on the internet, and somebody on Facebook basically said that Malik was soliciting sex from a minor at the age of 13 and 16. That was the age of 13 and 16, and he pretty much asked him, "What do you say to that allegation?" And Malik pretty much answered it for at least like 5 minutes straight. Now, the thing is this: Malik may seem crazy, or he may come off as if he's confused about what he's saying. When he says what he's saying, it's confusing a lot of us, alright? Obviously. But the whole point of this thing is he answered the question, okay? Now, I'm jumping on interviewers' case because these interviewers now, it almost seems like they don't have to have any type of credibility. They don't have to take journalism class anymore. They don't intern anymore. It seems like now, especially in the 2019 era, in this new era, all you got to do is find a microphone, find a camera, email somebody, and say you want to interview them, and pretty much you jump starting your career. Now, if this was a long time ago, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s, I believe this interviewer would have got his card pulled and possibly fired. And the reason why I feel like he possibly would have got his card pulled and possibly fired is because it would have been bad for the network. Because back in the day, man, it wasn't people really interviewing you for the internet. If this was strictly for a network, this guy would have got fired just because it was going to bring a lot of risk and a lot of detriment to the network, and it was going to stop potential interviewees from showing up. So Malik clearly said that we sat down for 4 hours before the interview, and he said that he discussed to him and was very adamant about what he didn't want to talk about and what he did want to talk about. He said he only wanted to discuss policies, and the guy pretty much said, and I said that I was going to ask you about this stuff regardless. So it was it was two wrongs in this stuff. All right, I'm not saying that Malik wasn't wrong, because he was definitely wrong as far as how he went about the interview. Now, where he went wrong in the interview was he should have had a publicist there, or he should have had someone representing from his agents, from his agency there. That's where he went wrong. Malik comes from the 90s, all right? During the times where you couldn't even really conduct an interview unless you had someone from your agency or a publicist in the room that was going to monitor the things that you say and the things that come out of the interviewer's mouth as well. So even though this is the new age of doing things, I'm still not going to get off the interviewer's case, because these people that's doing all these interviews, man, they got to understand the things that they're doing. I understand that this is the tea spilling era. Everybody trying to get their ducats, everybody trying to make headlines, everybody trying to get their views and stuff like that. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that people are very disrespectful when they are interviewing folks. Now, like I tell y'all again, I am not approving anything Malik is saying, because I honestly feel like the stuff he's saying is pretty much BS, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I gotta hop on the interviewer's case. So Malik ended up answering all the questions, right? And like I said, even though it sounded crazy, the interviewer, looked like he was emotionally drawn to the things that he was saying. You could see him squinting his eyes in certain situations, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it gets real messed up, because when you are an interviewer, your job is to not be emotional. Your job is just to ask the question, and if that person shoot themselves in the foot, let them shoot themselves in the foot. You do not interrupt them. You do not squint your eyes. You do not come off like you're emotionally drawn, because what that does is that sets off a type of tension in the room, or a type of tension amongst others outside of the interview that's watching the interview, that may be bad for your brand. So this is why I say these interviewers, they know what the fuck they doing, but they honestly, at the same time, they don't really know deep down inside how much it's really going to hurt them in the future if they keep up with this bullshit. Malik clearly said that he didn't know the woman. The interviewer said, so you saying you never met her? You don't know her? Malik said, that's exactly what I'm saying. The guy starts to look like he's pressing it after he already said it. Bruh, leave it alone, man. Let the man shoot himself in the foot. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to egg it on. And like I said, the consumers, they get so caught up into everything that they don't have a mind of their own. And like, I'm not saying that consumers don't have a mind of their own, but a lot of them don't. So when you see an interviewer acting a certain way or conducting themselves a certain type of way, especially when you're already on one side of the fence with it, it's gonna make shit look real bad. Malik said that's a very loaded question. We discussed that. The interviewer said he would still ask the question, but Malik surprisingly didn't deny it, you know, for some reason. So he said that we sat for 4 hours, and you know, when he said he sat for 4 hours, he kind of said it in a way like, look man, we discussed that in private when the camera wasn't on. And he kind of looked like he was saying it in a way like, look, I said it to you. I would think that out of respect you wouldn't say this shit on camera, or you wouldn't even bring this up on camera. And that brings a very interesting point. That's why when he went on the Breakfast Club, you would see everybody in the comments talking about, man, shame on the Breakfast Club for not bringing up the allegations and stuff like that. Look, the Breakfast Club ain't trying to be sued. And I'm pretty sure that Malik was very adamant about them not bringing up the allegations at all. Malik said that, you know, he's been teased, he's been called all kind of names and pedophiles, and people were saying fuck you and all this other stuff. So this is not the first time he dealt with this stuff in person or in the public. So you would think that he's very sensitive about the situation, of course, as he should, whether he did it or whether he didn't do it. I'm just saying, this goes for the interviewers, man. When people are saying what they don't want to talk about, whether they did it or not, just don't bring it up. That is some utter BS. You know what I'm saying? And the interviewer pretty much said, the more you talk, the bad, the worse it looks for you. And Malik was like, what did you just say? And then the guy started stuttering. He started stumbling over his words. And then he was like, the more that we're talking, the more I'm just concerned. And then Malik started unwiring his microphone. He was like, look, man, I said, let's focus on the policies. And then they started bringing up the same old. The interview was like, well, you know, and I said that we talked about this. Look, man, this interview was highly disrespectful and highly unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better. You know what I'm saying? I understand this is the tea spilling error. I know everybody want the sauce. Everybody want the tea. Everybody wants to know what's going on with the rumors and everything. But bro, this man gotta go to bed with that shit. This man gotta go to the grave with that shit. If it's gonna come to light, it's gonna come to light. Those trans women or trans whatever, if it's so important and it's that urgent, go to the goddamn police station. Alright? Go to the goddamn police station. Everybody, especially black folks, we feel like we are our own detectives. We all wanna play Inspector Gadget up in this joker. And that ain't right, bro. Because you never know when you're really kicking somebody who's absolutely innocent. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, these interviewers just gotta step their game up with how they approach these interviewees, man. Look, before you go into any type of interview, you ask them, is there anything you don't want to talk about? Anything you don't want to discuss? If they say they don't want to discuss it, you need to honor that. You need to straight up honor that. Like I said, I'm not taking Malik's side as far as him and his allegations, because I don't know what that man did. That's just what he got running. But I will hop on the case of the interviewer, because while he's trying to pull his card, let's pull his card too, man. Two wrongs don't make no right, bro. That shit was unprofessional. The way his whole body language was, the whole interview, the way he was squinting at him, it was just unprofessional. He honestly need his card pulled, and he's not the person to go to when it comes to conducting an interview. If that guy calls on you, I would just say no. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not how you do things. And last but not least, do not go into an interview emotional. That guy was clearly emotional. It was written all over his face the entire time. He couldn't wait to get that question out. And the crazy part about it is, like I said, whether Malik was talking BS or not, dancing around the question or not, he still answered the question for at least 10 minutes straight. So, with that being said, man, we don't need you playing Mr. Detective out here. We don't need none of these people playing Mr. and Mrs. Detective. He answered the question. Let whatever reveal itself. All right, that's all I got to say, man. But yeah, man, this is free game for y'all, free game for the world, because it seems like everybody out here trying to throw this man underneath the bus, even though he sound crazy and confused about the things he's saying. It's just, this ain't the way to go. This ain't the way to go as black people as well. This gotta stop. So, hey man, hope y'all learned from what I just said. It's your boy JB, aka Spoken. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you go to my website, SpokenReasonsTV.com, and get all exclusive content. The site is gonna launch in early October. All right, actually, it's gonna drop next week. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. So make sure you go to SpokenReasonsTV.com, hit the link in the bio. Yeah, and it's your boy JB, and I'm out.